Welcome to Law and Life, the Levoritz Approach.
Hello and welcome back to Law and Life, the Levoritz Approach with attorney Yoni Levoritz. Yoni is the founder of Levoritz Law Firm and is recognized for his exceptional skill in family law, his compassionate manner, and his commitment to achieving favorable results. I am your host, Kevin Rosenquist. Today we're going to talk about the fathers in these cases, leveling the playing field in New York family law. Yoni, welcome back.
Thank you for having me, Kevin.
What are some of the biggest misconceptions fathers have about their legal rights in custody cases?
Biggest misconception is that fathers don't get awarded custody. They do all the time.
I don't know. Is it just because it's been ingrained in our heads for generations that it's mom gets it, gets the kid?
That's basically what happens. Dads feel, why should I bother fighting? The mother's going to get it. The judge is going to give it to the mother. They make excuses for it. But the dads that fight and are good dads and have been active dads get a lot more, if not custody.
If not actual custody, yeah. Okay. For unmarried fathers in New York, what steps are required to establish legal paternity and gain custodial rights?
Well, you have to have an order of paternity. You have to establish it, and it's very easy to establish. It's a paternity proceeding, and you go ahead and establish it. You can establish a support at that point in time also and start paying support. You don't necessarily need the order of paternity to start your custody and visitation proceeding, though.
Oh.
Therefore, you should start it as soon as possible.
Okay. And as far as the bias that may be real, may be perceived, how do you and your firm help fathers navigate that in family court?
We try and help them by explaining that if you document the situation and you're a good dad and you show what you can do in terms of being able to better the life of the child, you're going to stand a better chance in court.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel that there is any sort of bias left in the system?
There are always judges or forensic doctors who are going to be biased. But on the flip side, if mom is not suitable, dad should take custody. And dad should step up to the plate more often instead of saying, I have to work, I have to make more money, I have to worry about my career. It depends upon what your objectives are in life.
And what kind of evidence or preparation help a father strengthen his case for shared custody or equal parenting time?
What he did beforehand in terms of being a full parent to the child beforehand and what he does afterwards. If he shows he's taking the kids to extracurricular activities, birthday parties, he's being nice to the mother, he's walking the high ground, chances are he's going to end up with a nice amount of time.
When you say walking the high ground, what are you referring to?
Well, people make allegations, and you have to ignore those allegations sometimes, and you have to basically say, listen, they're going to make their case. My case is that I'm a better parent because they make such allegations.
What kind of allegations typically are seen?
Sexual, physical, emotional abuse. You have to show that they're not real. You have to show that they're being played up as a result of whatever the modus operandi is of the other party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I know there are situations, I believe we've talked about it before too, where one parent will try to alienate a child, from the father. What strategies do you use to help when that happens?
We use therapy sometimes if there's a real breakdown in the relationship, trying to reconcile the parties, child and parent. We try and deal with it in terms of court. We try and deal with it in terms of what they could do to make things better, buying gifts, buying presents, trying to make themselves seem like they're more outgoing in terms of being a parent.
If a dad feels like the mom is trying to pit the kid against him, trying to say false things about him so that the kid has a bad view of his father, his or her father, what recourse does the father have?
Move for custody. The more time a parent has with a child, the less the child will ultimately be alienated.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
Because you'll be present. The child will judge you for who you are ultimately.
Not for who the mother is telling you are.
Correct.
You are. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Are there specific challenges fathers face during emergency custody hearings or temporary orders?
Sure, they face the allegations without time to necessarily prove how good they were.
how can they prove how good they are?
Text messages showing, oh, I'll pick up the kids from school today. Oh, I pick up the kids from school every Tuesday and Thursday. I bring them to baseball. I'm the baseball coach. I'm the football coach. I go ahead and engage in all of these things. I went to all the medical appointments. I went to all the doctor's appointments. It shows who you are. It shows what type of dad you are.
And if you were a dad that maybe just had a very demanding job, you worked 50, 60 hours a week, just by view of that, does your chances lessen?
They don't necessarily lessen if you modify your life to your children.
Yeah.
But just like the other parent, you have to modify life to fit the children's best interests.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty much what that's always about in family court, right? When children are involved, is child's best interest.
Supreme Court or family court, they both do the same thing. It's the best interest of the child.
Mm-hmm. And presumably, best interest of the child would be seeing both parents on a regular basis, as long as there's no issues.
Correct. And you have to prove there are no issues,
mm-hmm.
and that the issues being raised are not genuine.
And typically, does the court would they prefer a 50-50 split whenever possible?
It depends upon the judge. I mean, some judges view 50-50 split and the age of the child. Some judges view them as something that's rather dramatic. Some judges just view it as something which really the child should have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do the children get any say in those situations?
Sure, depending upon the age of the child, absolutely.
What is that age kind of barrier there?
I would say around 10. If they're around 10 and they can actually give a logical explanation for what they're looking for, a judge is going to buy into that to a large extent.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned earlier about fathers need to stand up and assert their rights more often. Are you seeing it shift? Are you seeing fathers get better at that as there's more of as things have changed over the last few decades?
Yes, absolutely. Over the past 20 years, things have changed dramatically. There are more active dads than there used to be.
Mm-hmm. And you're seeing that play out in family court as well.
Absolutely. People are going ahead and they're spending more time with their children, especially when moms are working more.
Yeah.
And they may work 60, 70, 80 hours a week. Okay. And the dad is the one who's being the primary caretaker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So in that respect, then, are you seeing, because of that, you're seeing more dads sort of go up to the plate and work to get those rights to their children, the custody rights?
Yes, absolutely.
That's awesome.
People are fighting for custody more, and dads are stepping up more to the plate.
That's great. That's good. That's a good thing to hear, for sure.
Yes. It's good to have two active parents, especially ones that are willing to communicate and work for the best interest of their children.
And I would imagine you do a lot of coaching and saying you got to think about the best interests of the child and stop being petty with each other, right?
That is correct. Walk the high ground.
Yeah. It's not always easy, but that's a big part of this, isn't it?
You got to put your emotions aside and think about what's best for the kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good advice for sure. All right, well, good stuff, Yoni. Thanks so much, and thank you for joining us on Law and Life, the Levoritz Approach. To contact Yoni or learn more, visit LevoritzLaw.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Leave us a review. We very much appreciate it. Yoni, always love chatting with you. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me, Kevin.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and leave us a review in the comments.